morning. This motley crew represents Billy's one contingent of friends, most of them from Cleveland. I'm not from Cleveland. I feel honorarily from Cleveland. My name is Ben Slote, and we all have a lot of history together. So I'm going to say a bit of a thing, and then I think my buddies are going to say other things briefly. We'll try to be efficient. Let me start with the obvious. How unfair it is that Billy is already gone. A person in the full middle of things, of life and pleasure and commitment. A person who, as a young man, matter-of-factly committed himself, body and soul, to the cause of fairness, the cause of human justice, regardless of race, class, all the demographics. That he and his family should be dealt this card isn't right. As he would say, it's crazy. Crazy being a classic Billy word for wildly illogical. I can hear him saying that right now. Back on campus this way. That's crazy. Also crazy, though, is our good luck at being in the world with William Stewart Buchanan. That didn't have to happen either. And I know that I will count that blessing for the rest of my life. Billy was my first friend at college, right from the start. At the beginning, when you don't know anyone, unless you're from Shaker Heights, and you're full of insecurity and wondering if you'll make it in this new world, and there he was, your roommate, funny, smart, kind, and already pretty grown up, like a slightly older brother. Knowing Billy was an education. I'm a college teacher, and it's mortifying to realize how little I remember about my classes at Northwestern. But enrolling in Buchanan University, that I remember. Some of it was a body of knowledge, the quirks of social psychology, for example. Did you know that someone who's interviewing and who's otherwise perfect but has a stain on his tie is better received than the perfect guy without a stain? This is a piece of wisdom Billy, Jake, and I embraced in our apartment junior and senior year. And of course, it was Billy who taught me, better than any book, about the injustices that capitalism creates, and more importantly, how that fact should matter to our lives. It certainly mattered to his. But more than anything, being with Billy meant seeing the world in an original way, not operating by conventional assumptions, observing the irrationalities, finding words for them. I loved how Billy's mind worked, and it never stopped working. 2 weekends ago, when a group of us were visiting and he was in bad shape, he was adjusting himself on a couch with just a t-shirt and shorts on, and it was a bit cool. Someone asked him if he was cold, and he said, oddly, no. It was a tiny thing, but that oddly was pure Billy. In the midst of the pain and fog from the drugs, he was noting the wrinkles of reality. Billy was a lot of other things besides a keen-eyed rationalist. We all have our lists, which I think we're hearing today. Near the top for me, and for my buddies, was his zaniness. That was one way his right brain kept busy, I think, or maybe the Jewish side of his brain. God, he was fun and funny, and so quick to see and follow anyone else's playing. Often, this was verbal play, but not just. Last spring, a group of us were in Shaker, ostensibly to see a Cavs game, and the next day, we went to Mercer Elementary School to shoot hoops, but couldn't get into the gym. So we're shooting at the baskets that are nailed into the brick wall outside the gym. There are 2 hoops about 30 feet apart, but attached to the same wall, they're both facing the parking lot, not facing each other. My son Joe, who was with us, joked that we could play a full-court game sideways. Billy said, I'm thinking, let's do it. And with the added rule, this is him still talking, with the added rule that each team can shoot at either hoop. So this is what we did. I will not be able to describe the silliness that ensued. It was a kind of cubist basketball for 50-year-olds. The expression of Billy's but the perfect expression of Billy's impulse to see things anew and give them a try and get the rest of us to try too. In this case, kind of Hoops 2.0, or really Boyhood 2.0, which is to say completely crazy.